Jinbei was a god in his past life, but he was forced to reincarnate 100 years into the future. But in this new life, he doesn't know about his powers. He only knows that he's the son of Genjuro, the strongest samurai in the world. But Jinbei was always considered weak. One day Jinbei was helping his father on an escort mission, but the Lord's son was attacked by a giant insect, and Jinbei tried to protect him, but he lacked both the courage and strength to do anything. He started to cry and shake, unable to move. His father managed to save them, but the Lord's son had already wet his pants. The payback for Jinbei causing such shame was his father losing his leg. Even so, these bugs went on a rampage, attacking and killing people. And to stop this, the Lords created the insect magistrates, a special group of strong fighters to get rid of these huge, dangerous bugs. Jinbei's father was called to join this group in the city of Edo, but after losing one leg, he wasn't strong anymore. To repent for his mistake and prove his worth, Jinbei decided that he had to become a stronger samurai. He wanted to make his dad proud and protect people just like his dad did. With this big goal in his heart, Jinbei replaced his father and traveled to Edo, hoping to join the insect magistrates. Yet he got lost while searching for the insect magistrates' headquarters. Luckily, he met a girl named Oharu, who helped him find his way. But then, they heard a man screaming. He was being eaten by a monster spider, the same type of insect that forced his father to lose his leg. But this time, Jinbei was different. He wasn't a weak, scared boy. He was a samurai. He tried to fight it off, but the spider was too strong and smacked him away. But Jinbei was determined to not give up. He gets up and rushes forward. He hits the spider, forcing it to drop the man, but he gets knocked back again. The spider flees away, and before Jinbei can chase it, he gets approached by Kotori, the commander of the insect magistrates. He saw Jinbei's brave attempt to fight the spider, but warned him that his group will deal with the insect. Jinbei explained to Kotori why he was there and about his dad's situation. Just then, they heard Oharu scream. The giant spider was back, and it was attacking Oharu. Without wasting a moment, he ran to save her. He remembers Oharu telling him that 10 years ago, she lost her parents to the insects. He doesn't want her to meet the same fate as them. So he follows the big scary spider to an old empty building and manages to stop it right before it could eat Oharu. Jinbei tried his best to fight the spider with his sword, but he was having a hard time. Then he noticed more spiders hiding on the ceiling. These spiders jumped in to help the first one, making it even harder for Jinbei to win. The spiders shot sticky spider silk at Jinbei, which made him glued to the floor. It looked like he was in big trouble. But just in time, the insect magistrates team arrived. Their names were Hibachi, Koikawa, and Tenma, led by Kotori. They fought off the spiders and saved Jinbei. Seeing them in action made Jinbei even more determined to get stronger and join them. Kotori told him to let the experts handle it, yet Jinbei proudly called himself a samurai. Suddenly, another spider appeared. Jinbei tried to get ready to fight, but his feet were still stuck to the floor. The spider knocked him away and turned to Oharu. As she cried out for her parents to save her, it reminded Jinbei of his own fears when he was younger. His father used to tell him that if a samurai is scared, the people he's protecting will be scared too. Remembering his dad's words gave Jinbei the courage to fight again. He jumped up and fought off the spider before it could hurt Oharu. He even made a promise to himself to become stronger than his father. But just as he defeated that spider, another one dropped from the ceiling right in front of him. He was feeling tired, but the spider was ready to attack. Suddenly, a bright light appeared, and a warrior with a sword showed up. This warrior, named Mugai, cut up the spider so easily, saving them. Jinbei ran after Mugai to thank him. He saw Mugai as a hero, someone he wanted to be like, but Mugai didn't pay him any attention. Seeing Jinbei's bravery and determination, Kotori was impressed. He invited Jinbei to join their bug-fighting team, the insect magistrates. After joining, Jinbei trained hard to get stronger and complete the next mission. Their task is to protect Kuroagaha, the most important person in the insect magistrate. She's being targeted by the insect hunters, an organization that wants to kill her. She lives on a nearby island, so Jinbei doesn't understand why they should leave their city patrol to protect Kuroageha. Kotori explains that if she dies, the city will be destroyed in a single night. They quickly hop onto a ship that will take them to the island where Kuroageha is hiding. On their journey, they run into an insect hunter named Manako. He destroys their ship, causing a big explosion. Mugai steps up to fight Manako. But Manako is as strong as Mugai, and they can't beat him, even with Koikawa's help. Koikawa really wanted to defeat Manako as revenge because the insect hunters killed his mom, but he's not strong enough to beat Manako. Jinbei and Hibachi fly to the island with a parachute. When they arrive, the whole island is covered in a poisonous fog. This fog was released by Kuroagaha, who sensed the insect hunters coming. The insect hunters attack Jinbei and Hibachi before they even touch the ground. and Jinbei falls and crashes right into the building where Kuroagaha is hiding. There he meets her, but he doesn't know her real identity. He thinks she's just a maid whom he met a few days ago, and since she thinks he is one of the people who's trying to kill her, she simply follows his dumb brain. He tells her about the insect hunters, but she's not scared. She believes the poison fog will keep them safe. The two have a short conversation, where Jinbei thinks the insect magistrate feels lonely in this isolated place. She deep down resonates with his words, but it's her duty to be alone. The insect hunters show up and attack her. Kuroagaha defends herself with her poison. When Jinbei tries to help, the two move the fight outside. Jinbei doesn't give up though. He follows them to the rooftop and tries to fight the insect hunters himself, but they ignore him and keep trying to attack Kuroagaha. However, Jinbei sneaks from behind and attacks them, giving Kuroagaha a chance to get back inside. She realizes that she cannot fight properly because of Jinbei's actions. Jinbei and the insect hunters get back inside, ready to face off, but Kuroagaha is worried that Jinbei might be a spy. Her poison mist kills anyone that it touches, but Jinbei interfered every time she used it to attack the insect hunters. Plus, none of his attacks have hit the enemy. She asks if Jinbei is a spy, but the leader of the hunters quickly seizes the distraction to push Jinbei away. The hunters try to attack her from several sides, but Jinbei is tough. He gets back up and once again steps in to protect Kuroagaha. He urges her to run away and to tell the magistrate that after this, they will look at the sky together, so she doesn't feel alone. This makes her realize that Jinbei isn't with the bad guys. Suddenly, two hunters try to attack Jinbei. They're super fast, and he can't dodge their attacks. He gets hurt, suffering several injuries. Despite being caught in an explosion, he barely stands up and walks toward Kuroagaha, telling her to run away, until he falls down. Watching Jinbei bravely trying to protect her makes Kuroagaha remember her life and how they meet each other. She had quit being human 100 years ago and spent all these years feeling lonely because everyone was afraid or hated her. Until the day she met Jinbei, she wanted to watch the fireworks, but she couldn't leave her backyard because of the other people. But Jinbei managed to find a way to help her. He managed to find a tower where the two watched fireworks for the first time, and she gave him one of her bells for helping her. This memory makes her release all the power and poison inside her body. This turns her into a dark, butterfly-winged version of herself. But for the first time, there was someone who was truly innocent to care about her and protect her. Unable to let go of Jinbei's kindness, she goes all out to protect him. She launches her crazy attacks, but they dodge. They attack her from a distance, but she's able to block any attack thrown at her easily, and fights back with even stronger force. Anything the hunters throw at her just melts when it hits her protective barrier. However, one sneaky arrow finds its way through her barrier and pokes her in the chest. Suddenly, her strong powers start to fade away. She gets surrounded by the hunters and gets strangled by the hunter leader. The leader drops her to the floor, contemplating how they will kill her. But she hears Jinbei's voice. He's barely struggling to stay alive, so she runs away trying to distract the hunters, hoping that they will ignore him. But it doesn't work. One of them notices Jinbei is awake. She pleads with them to spare Jinbei's life, but this only makes them want to kill him even more. Just when the guy is swinging his sword to end Jinbei, Mugai shows up to stop them. The rest of the group also appears, and helps Kuroagaha to carry Jinbei away to safety. Mugai and Koikawa stay behind to keep the hunters busy. While they're running away, some of the insect hunters catch up and surprise attack them. This forces the group to split up, and Kuroagaha ends up all alone with Jinbei. She tries her best to carry him and run away. While carrying Jinbei, Kuroagaha notices all his injuries and hopes to make it alive, so she can apologize for not trusting him. Yet suddenly, another member of the hunters catches up to Kuroagaha and Jinbei. He jumps out to strike them. She manages to dodge it by jumping to the ground, but ends up vulnerable to the next attack. The guy charges forward to end her life and she closes her eyes, regretting losing the chance to apologize to Jinbei. But when she opens her eyes, she sees Jinbei standing after throwing the hunter to the ground. She barely believes her eyes seeing Jinbei standing, but he looks different. Until this moment, nobody knew Jinbei's true power, and neither did he. When he's about to die, he can awaken the true power of the demon fox god. Jinbei doesn't just stand there. He teleports toward the hunter and begins to hit him again and again like a berserk monster. The hunter stands back up and prepares his most powerful attack to scare Jinbei. But Jinbei just casually walks away to pick up his sword while saying more enemies are close. The hunter isn't ready to give up and tries to strike Jinbei with a fire attack. But Jinbei is too quick. He teleports behind the hunter to avoid the attack and slashes him away. Then Jinbei does something strange. He starts to run away from Kuroagaha, not saying a word. Meanwhile, the rest of the group is trapped by the insect hunters. As they are about to die, Jinbei shows up and catches all the bullets with his hand. But then, without warning, he turns and swings at his friends. Luckily, they jump out of the way just in time. This is the first time Jinbei has transformed into his real form, so he doesn't know how to control himself. But he doesn't stop there. With his friends out of the way, he turns to the hunters and fights them, making them eat dirt. When they start fighting back, he shows even more of his new power, summoning 3 big strong arms that grow out of his hair. He uses it to grab the hunters and strangle them tight. With every moment, Jinbei's power grows stronger and stronger. The ground even starts to crack under the force. He tosses the hunters down and shouts, "Everyone is my enemy!" Jinbei's new giant arm changes into a huge spiked ball. He starts shooting spikes in all directions, not caring about friendly fire. He swings it around, hitting everything around him. Kuroageha cannot see him in this form any longer. She wants the kind Jinbei back. She tries to climb up the rocks to find a way to return to normal, but when he's about to reach the top, she's caught by a hunter. He strangles and pins her down. He prepares his weapon to end her life. She tears down, apologizing for not being able to save Jinbei. And as the hunter is about to strike her, Jinbei hears her hat bell ringing and returns to his senses. He quickly finishes the hunter down, and then returns to his normal self and form, asking if she's safe. She can barely believe how he returned to the caring and innocent Jinbei again, but he suddenly falls unconscious. With all the hunters defeated, the group completes their mission, and Jinbei is recognized as one of the strongest samurai in the world. Comment your favorite part of the video. See you at the next one!